Okay, so behind the camera is Lee Odden from Top Rank Online Marketing, and with me is Brian Solis. Solis? I've never asked you.
Solis?
This is the guy that everyone wants to be. And we're at the Vocus Users Conference in Washington, D.C., where in about 4 minutes and 25 seconds, Brian's going to do a keynote presentation. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me about a topic that I'm wondering about. We were just talking about it off the camera here about content curation, and there's a bit of a debate, I suppose, between content creation, content curation in the content marketing world. And I'm wondering, what are your thoughts about that? I mean, it's a challenge to create content, but what if we could automate it? And where would that fit in an online marketing strategy?
Well, you used a really good word there, and that's automate. And marketing in general, which could be content marketing, public relations, communications, we have a tendency to try to automate things to the point of obscurity or just mediocrity. And there is a value in curation and there's a value in creation. But when we start thinking about things in terms of automation, I think that we're just feeding the system for the sake of feeding the system. Now, I think that there's value in both. And I believe that in order to garner some thought leadership, you have to become a thought leader. And you can't do that through aggregating the thoughts and words and ideas of others. Now, obviously, you have something to contribute, you have something to say, you have some value to offer, which is why you're most likely in business. I need to hear about that. I need to understand why it is that I should consider you as a partner or as whatever it is that you create as something that I can use that I couldn't do before I came into contact with you. Now, in terms of curation, where it gets really interesting is that those thoughts and words and ideas of others can be helpful to establish yourself as a value-added resource, as a place, as a destination for information. Like, Lee, I go to you for all things digital related to SMO, SEO, UPR. You have original content, but I also follow your stream, and you introduce content from others. So I can follow you and get a lot of valuable insight just from one connection. And so there's value in it for both of us. But if that stream were to tip a little too much into the curation or even just aggregation, I might start to lose a little bit of value because I'm not hearing enough of you. And in the world of social, it's about the people behind the words.
That's a fantastic characterization, I think, or description of it. It's not something where people want, because of being pressed for time and resources, to automate, checklist marketing. And of course, there's nothing social about that, is there?
No.
And engagement doesn't happen because of just fire hosing. Just
Right.
like engagement with journalists doesn't happen because of fire hosing media relations efforts, nor does it with news distribution and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, well, super. That's all I have right now. We've got lots of other things we could talk about, but you've got a keynote presentation to do. So thanks a lot. And can you tell folks about, you've got a book, Engage, with an exclamation point. Did you notice David Meerman Scott has exclamation points on his cufflinks? So I think he's passively supporting your book
Dave, thank you.
through his attire.
Well, the book is Engage. It's out in bookstores everywhere. It's online at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's a book that really offers no shortcuts, but it empowers you to get the answers and even the questions that you need to answer in order how to do social media the right way, your way, not just about copying templates or case studies, but doing things in a way that's going to be meaningful to your audience.
Well, I can say I've read a large part, but not all of the book. It's a fantastic book, and it's definitely a Bible category book in terms of a go-to resource. Well, really, because you've got a lot of top-level thoughts about what can roadmap people in the right direction, but also you've got a lot of tactics, very specific takeaway, actionable types of advice that are in the book. So it's quite useful, I think.
Said better than me.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian.
Thanks, Lee.